It's insane how many times I've started this video over. My dog has interrupted me more times than it's been ridiculous. But here we are. Okay, so in this video, I want to start talking about the next addition to our eccentric collector project, which is going to be structural information. So this is a review from last semester. So the new thing that we've done this semester is done this conceptual massing. So we've made a conceptual massing model. We've brought it into a project. We use that massing as sort of a template to add walls, curtain walls, roofs, and floors. And now we're going to add structural information. But before we do that, I just want to review some things on assignment 3 before we jump into the new content for assignment 4 or review content for assignment 4. So what you're looking at right here is a conceptual massing model that I made for a fictitious eccentric collector. You can see that my graphic style has been tweaked quite a bit. So I've put it on perspective instead of orthographic. So to do that, you right click on the view cube up here and select perspective. I've changed my settings in my graphic display options. Let's see, shaded, smooth lines with anti-aliasing should be checked. Definitely. Let's see what no edges look like. Yeah, that looks a little too, I like seeing the edges. Edges, I've got shadows on. I've also have the background set to none. I think that's it. Okay. I've also changed the materials in here to white. Now, the other thing you're seeing in here are, I have some idea where I want to place curtain walls. So where I want to place curtain walls, I've put a void form that sort of carves out all these areas where I want to put a curtain wall. If I didn't do that and I selected this plane, say in the model, then this whole surface would be a curtain wall. And it's a little uneditable when you're going from a conceptual mass surface to a curtain wall. So it's difficult to actually edit that curtain wall once it is takes up that whole wall. So I want to sort of make a volume, in this case, a void volume, to really differentiate where I want the curtain wall to live. So the curtain wall on the end here, on the ends of all these volumes, that's where my curtain walls are going to go. And this is where all the other sides are going to be solid. And then I'll have my roofs and floors. Okay, so I'll just spin it around, give you an idea of what I got going on here. Okay, so that's my conceptual model. Now I've brought that into a project, and here it is so far. So I've added curtain walls to all the end surfaces of my massing model. Now remember, in the massing environment, if I'm under massing in sight, I can click this button on the end to turn on and off my conceptual massing model. So in this case, I have it off here. You can see I have a lot of stuff in, but I just don't have roofs and floors. So let's do that together just to go over that again. The other thing I've done in this project, let me go to south elevation, is I've added all the necessary levels. So I have level 1, I have level 2, I have roof 1, and I have roof 2. So roof 1 is really the roof of the spine that's going through my model right here, and roof 2 is up here. Level 2, technically this is a roof up here, but level 2 is coexistent with it, so I'm not going to name that something else. So those are the levels that I've added, and I'll add more to get the structural in, but that's good for now. So let's add the roofs and the floor to this model. Okay, so I'm going to turn on my mass, and now I'm going to go up to massing in sight, and I'm going to click floor. Now, before I add the floors, I need to turn this volume. I need to turn the mass floors on in this volume. Basically, what that means is it takes your existing levels right here and it slices them through your conceptual mass so that you have a shape there to select to turn it into a floor. So let me just kind of show you what I mean. So I'm going to click on the mass, not the walls or anything like that, just the actual mass. There it is. And I'm going to go up here after I've selected it, and I'm going to select mass floors. So it's very important to get your levels in place before you do this option. Okay, so my levels are in place. I've added those, and now I'm going to hit mass floors, and I'm going to select all these and hit OK. So now my building is sort of chopped up at all those levels. You can see that the mass floor in my conceptual massing model is set here for roof 1. I'm not going to use that as a floor or anything, but it just shows that roof 1 has sort of been sliced through my conceptual mass. Okay, so let me show you exactly what I mean. I'm going to rename this 3D view, and I'll just call it 3D perspective. I'm going to make a new 3D view. Okay, here's my model, and I'm going to turn off everything except the mass. So I don't need to do that or that. I'll just turn on architectural, and I'm going to select everything, turn it all off, and then I'm going to go to mass and turn it on. Okay, so here's my mass, and you can see now that there's a slice through it here for level 2. There's a slice through it here for roof 1, which is this level. So all these levels have kind of sliced through my conceptual mass. Now, let me go to the 3D perspective of the actual mass and architecture, so I can turn on and off the mass here. So I'm going to go to massing and site, and I'm going to click floor. I'll keep it on generic 12. I need a floor on the bottom, so I'm going to select the bottom. You can see it highlighted there, and I'm going to click. And then I need a floor on level 2. So I'm going to go up to level 2 right here. And I am going to, well, I'm going to put it in, but I don't want it in here, but we'll have to change that later. So I'm going to click it here. Wait, let me think. Okay, yep. So I've selected the bottom polygon and the middle one cut through the conceptual mass. I know this is complex. I have everything I want selected. Now I'm going to hit create floor, and now it'll make a floor at both those levels. Okay. Currently, that floor is running into the wall right now, but let's not worry about that. Okay. So let's add the roof next. So I'm going to go to roof. Now it's currently on select multiple, just like we did with the floor. So I'm going to select the top of the roof here. This is a roof I need. You can see that it's selecting this area, and the area on the other side. I want up top here, and I want up top here. Those are all my roofs. Okay, and now I'm going to hit create roof. Okay, so we have a roof and floors are now in the project. Now I can always double check this by putting, say, a section marker like right here. Taking a look, I can see, oh yeah, I'm cut through this volume. I have my walls, I've got a floor, and I got a roof in there. So that looks like everything's there. So I'm just going to delete that section. Okay, so let's go back to 3D perspective view, and let's edit some things. First off, this floor right here, I don't want it to be here. I want this to be a nice big open space. So as I walk through this spine, the roof goes, like the level above me is higher. So I'm going to select that floor right there that's currently connected to this one, and I'm going to click edit boundary. Okay, there it is. So I'm going to delete all these lines because I don't want them in there. And I only want the floor here. Okay, now this floor is crashing into the walls currently. So I'm going to go to level 2, and I'm going to move those lines with my align tool to the inside of the walls, just like this. Maybe about right there. There we go. And I'll hit the green check. Let's go to my 3D perspective. That's looking cleaner down there. My roofs are still crashing in, but that's fine for now. I'm going to go to the floors down on the level 1, edit their boundary. And I'll go to level 1 And this one's going to take a little more time, but I'm going to move the floor inward. Let's see if I can do this. There we go. That looks good. Ooh, this one's getting a little hairy. Bring that down. I'm going to delete anytime it says I'm just going to delete it because it's just a line sort of disappeared in a way. One of these pink lines doesn't exist anymore. And it's like, hey, what do you want to do with the line you just got rid of? Okay, let's just go around the horn. Ooh, this one's way in there. There we go. Delete that. So it's looking pretty good. Put that one there. I don't know if you hear the baby crying right now. She's been a little fussy lately. What are you going to do? Okay, that looks good. They're all inset in the walls, and I'll hit the green check. And let's look at that. Okay, my floors are good. I like where my floors are. Now I'm going to go to my roofs, and I'm going to do the same thing. This one's a little different because it doesn't give me the edit profile selection. So what I have to do is I'm going to go to level 2, and I'm going to just pull these. I'm going to have to drag these lines in, but I'm going to use my align tool. Let's see if it'll. Ooh, that's not good. You want to make sure you're grabbing the roof. So I'm going to grab the roof first. Then what I'll do is I'll pull it in too far, and then I will align it. Because I was moving bigger geometry there, and I definitely don't want to do that. There we go. So that roof's set. Now we got to select the roof out here. Let's see if we can get it. Just tabbing through. Select it right there. Okay, let's just do this one first. So, there we go. Pull these in. And now go to align. Yeah, I'll just pull all in here. Oop. Bring this roof in. This roof in. Holy cow, it sounds insane here, but trust me, it's not that insane here. I don't know if you're hearing those cries, but okay, now I'm going to go to my align tool, and I am going to just get these roofs into place. There we go. Oh man, she's belting right now. Okay, there we go. And last one. Okay, so I think I have one more roof to go, and that is up here. Right here. So I think what I'm going to do there is go to my roof 2 floor plan. So I'm going to go view, plans, floor plan, roof 2. Okay, so I'm going to make sure that the underlay is level 2 and hit apply. There we go. That looks like the roof right there. I'm going to pull these sides in. Oop, not that one. Try again. There we go. It's got to find the right arrow for the right roof. There we go. So here's that chunk of roof over this big volume. And now I'll just go to my align tool and get that into place. So this is just going to make my model look way cleaner. And there it is. So here, I'm going to turn off my mass now. I'm going to go to massing and site and turn it off. And you can see now I have floors in there. Those look good. I've got, yeah, we're going to have to fix this because this floor kind of comes down funky, but that's okay. We're going to have to fix where the wall comes down, but we can work on that. And so I've got roofs, floors, windows. This is looking pretty good, or curtain walls at least. I don't have windows yet, but we're going to add those. And in the next lecture, I'll start placing the structural information. But just to kind of show you what I mean, if you go to level 1, I started with, if I went to architecture model lines, I've sort of just laid out some lines just in this level 1 view. Actually, model lines are in every view, but I've hid them in other views. But I just wanted to make these lines in here to sort of see where a grid might lay out. Now, I made my volumes divisible by 10 feet. So this is 10 feet, 10 feet, 10 feet. Close for columns, but I might want to use that in here as my grid because that might like look pretty cool to have all those columns in my project. So everything's divisible by 10 feet. So I set up a sort of 10 by 10 grid that this whole thing can live on. So that's where I'll be headed in the next lecture. And we'll talk further about that. And then how do you sort of add columns, beams, joists, foundation walls, and footings and foundations. So we'll do everything. All right. Hope this was helpful for assignment 3 and getting you really teed up for assignment 4. Okay. Thanks, guys.